Welcome to the season premiere of the Uprising Feed. Yes, guys, new name, same news protocol. This is the new segment where I'll be giving you your local, your African, and of course, your international news. I am your anchor, Mbali Ntuli. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow us across all our social media platforms at One Africa Radio TV. Here are your top stories. Breaking news coming in this hour. 6 family members have died when their shack caught fire in the Marikana informal settlement in Ekurhuleni on Monday, leaving only one survivor, a young girl who's in a critical condition in the hospital. According to Ekurhuleni Emergency Services spokesperson William Clady, the fire broke out in the early hours of Monday morning, consuming a 4-room shack where a family of 7 was sleeping. Emergency services received a call at 3:08 a.m. By the time they arrived, the shack was already engulfed in flames. Despite community members' brave attempts to extinguish the fire using buckets and water containers, the flames had taken a deadly toll. Onto this now. South Africa Police Minister Senzo Mchunu said US President Donald Trump twisted facts to push baseless genocide claims during an Oval Office meeting with South Africa's President Cyril Ramaphosa. Trump claimed that a clip played during the meeting showed white crosses on the side of a road where a memorial for white farmers who were killed. Mchunu added that the false claim by Trump was part of his genocide story, referring to the US president's baseless allegations that there is a widespread campaign in South Africa to kill white farmers and take their land that he said amounts to a genocide. On to Egypt now. Egypt has drained the groundwater that had collected below a centuries-old Christian site in a bid to get it removed from the United Nations Cultural Agency's list of endangered World Heritage Sites. Senior Egyptian antiquities officials and Egypt's Coptic Orthodox Pope Tawadros II toured the area near the coastal city of Alexandria on Tuesday. Back in 2001, it was placed on UNESCO's list of heritage sites in danger after groundwater levels threatened the ruins of an ancient church, public buildings, and homes. Egypt drained the groundwater in 2022 as part of its effort to get the site out of the list of endangered sites, but further restoration work needs to be done. News further afield. Bars in the Christian areas of Damascus have been on high alert after recent attacks that targeted establishments serving alcohol. Juice bottles adorn the windows of bars on the old streets of Bab Sharik in the Syrian capital. Instead of bottles of whiskey and vodka, the bars are putting soft drinks and juice boxes on display. In late April, civilian footage outside a nightclub in Damascus went viral, showing men and women fleeing the establishment with masked gunmen standing outside, hitting them as they ran away. Britain-based War Monitor, the Syrian Observatory for Human Rights, said the gunmen were from government-aligned militants who raided the restaurant and fired warning shots. Please be warned that the next story contains graphic details. A Ugandan activist who was arrested and held for days in Tanzania and later found at the border between the two countries has told the media that she was raped while in detention, expanding on the earlier remarks of her rights group, who said she showed indications of torture. Agatha Atuare alleged that people dressed in plain clothes blindfolded her, after which she was hit violently, stripped, and sexually assaulted. Atuare had been held in Komenikado in Tanzania alongside fellow Kenyan activist Boniface Mwangi, who was on Thursday found at the border with his home country. The Tanzanian authorities have not commented. On to business news. The European Union is ramping up its economic footprint in Africa with a significant £40 million investment to modernize the Douala-N'Djamena trade corridor. This vital route connecting Cameroon's port city of Douala with Chad's capital and N'Djamena serves as a critical economic lifeline for Central Africa. Cohen Dion's Director General for International Partnerships at the European Commission discussed the importance of the project. He highlighted how the investment, part of the broader European International Finance Corporation guarantee mechanism, fits within the EU's Global Gateway Initiative, which aims to boost sustainable infrastructure development worldwide. On to other news now. The lack of the necessary footwear did not prevent a group of more than 70 children from Nyanga, Cape Town, from participating in their monthly hikes organized by the Nyanga Hiking Club. On Sunday, the large group tackled Clark Bay Peak. Nyanga Hiking Club organizer Danny Saporetti said the group is made up of a slightly older age group in a slightly younger age group. Saporetti said that depending on the bus and the desire, they typically take up to 75 children. Some of the boys and girls are from a school and aftercare, while others joined through word of mouth. Saporetti said these hikes stemmed from her always wanted to take people who do not always have access, the means of resources to get on the mountain for the experience, because she fell in love with hiking about a decade ago. And finally, the Tonga Regional Court sitting in Botchesfontein has sentenced a 35-year-old man, Mandla Sipho, to 3 life terms behind bars after he was convicted on charges of rape. Khoza's wife, aged 36, was also convicted and sentenced for failing to report the heinous crime. Provincial police spokesperson in Mpumalanga, Lieutenant Colonel Jabu Ndubane, said the incident of rape and the failure to report it were reported to Schoolmansdale Police Station back in 2018. The accused is said to have raped his 13-year-old stepdaughter 3 times in June 2017 while the mother was away. The victim later told her mother what had happened, but her mother instructed her not to tell anyone, so she kept quiet. And that wraps up the news at this hour. Now it's time for your entertainment news. Bon dia, bonjour, hello, hi, sanbonani. This is your entertainment news. I am your host with the most. I am Mbali. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow us across all our social media platforms at One Africa Radio TV. With that being said, let's get straight into your news, shall we? Following a controversial statement about one of South Africa's loved celebrities by podcast and chill host Makaiba Mukwebu, popularly known as Mac G, DSTV has decided to stop airing the show on its platform. Ouch. Mac G has been in the hot seat after making a comment about media personality Minnie Dlamini's private part in one of the episodes. However, DSTV did not air the episode in question. It was only aired on the podcast and chill channel on YouTube. Leading Edge Growth CEO Lufuno Maliwasa gave the confrontation that the show has been pulled, citing to keep the content state dynamic and engaging. They will continue to make adjustments to the roster, notably season 1 of Podcast and Chill and season 1 of Awkward Dates are nearing their final episodes in the coming weeks, making way for fresh and exciting content to take their place in these time slots. Besides looking like his shadow straight out of a Grease movie scene, Kid Cudi ended the second week of Sean Diddy Combs' federal trial with a dramatic testimony that brought new tension to an already complex case. Yo, this case is very intense, hey? Cudi, real name Scott Muscadi, testified on Thursday detailing an unsettling encounter linked to his brief relationship with Cassandra Ventura, known as Cassie, Diddy's on and off partner at the time. According to Muscadi, in December 2011, he was spending Christmas with Cassie and her family when she called him early one morning. She had just spoken to an employee of Combs who sounded very scared and claimed and claimed Combs and another man were inside Muscati's Hollywood Hills home. When Muscati contacted Combs, he recalled Combs telling him, "I just want to talk to you," and admitted he was at the house waiting for you. By the time Muscati arrived home, Combs had already left. But signs of the break-in were clear. On to your movie news. Linda Ikeji's latest film, Reverse, has been receiving widespread acclaim for its compelling storytelling and authentic portrayal of the life of Lagos, Nigeria. Written and produced by Ikeji and directed by Brian DK, the film delves into the theme of karma, illustrating how seemingly insignificant actions can lead to profound consequences. Reverse waves together the lives of various characters, ranging from petty thieves to healthcare workers, highlighting how their individual choices intersect in unexpected ways. The narrative employs flashbacks, effectively keeping viewers engaged and revealing critical details at opportune moments. The structure underscores the film's central message: the ripple effect of our actions and unpredictability of life in a bustling metropolis like Lagos. On to this now. John, do you guys still remember John Lennon? Do you guys know John Lennon? Well, he remains one of the most influential musicians and social activists of all time. Not only did he, together with Paul McCartney and the Beatles, seed much of rock and roll as well know it today, but Lennon's activism showed the impact that celebrity can have on highlighting issues and agitating for change. With wife and muso Yoko Ono, the often controversial pair dented social constructs and made history and helped turn the tide of their time. One to One, John and Yoko is a new film that tells the story. It has been described as loud, honest, emotional, and unlike any other documentary about Lennon and Ono made before. It's not a biography, not a timeline. The movie is more akin to a human story seen through the fuzz of a television set. Legendary rapper and producer Andre Young, also known as Dr. Dre, joined school officials at the ribbon-cutting ceremony for the new Compton High School. The hip-hop legend and executive who grew up nearby donated $10 million to the campus and its Andre Dr. Dre Young Performing Arts Center. He goes on to say, quote, "Compton is a breeding ground for talent. There's something in the soil, something very special about growing up in Compton. There's a certain kind of grit that gets cultivated navigating these streets." And yes, guys, the school has been stood out for more than 125 years. I mean, guys, celebrities doing what they do most, giving back to the community. I'm not gonna lie, that has got to be very phenomenal. I mean, shout out goes out to Dr. Dre. Legendary in the making. On to this now. Actress and casting director Nolwazi Shange made an appearance at the Brixton Magistrates Court. Ngubane previously appeared before the Brixton Magistrates Court in March 2024, facing a staggering array of charges. The allegations against her include cyber forgery, uttering fraud, and theft, all closely tied to engagements with Rhythm World Production, Masakane Casting, and Make Your Art. The case centered around Ngubane's employment with Rhythm World, where she was tasked with recruiting talent for various productions. However, the prosecution claimed that instead of forwarding the payments made to her for their services, Ngubane unlawfully appropriated the funds for personal gain. So guys, I have a question to ask. Do you know that song that goes, "So Buyango 6, so Buyango 6"? Well, you are in for a lovely treat, because a very sweet moment between Caesar, real name Nkululeko Nziza, and his father Tembinkosi TK Nziza has captured the hearts of fans. The young artist recently shared a video of himself showing his father the music video for his hit single Isaga 6 a.m. for the first time. In a video posted on Caesar's TikTok, he captioned it, say, quote, "Had to show my dad Isaga music video and his reaction is absolutely priceless." What a full circle moment. As TK watched the visuals, his face bummed with pride and he could not help but embrace his son, telling him, "I love you, boy." Aww, how cute. The emotional moment comes as Isaga 6 a.m. continues to dominate the music scene. Since it dropped in April, the song has topped music charts, taken over radio stations, and trust me when I say this, it has got the club jumping. And wrapping up your entertainment news, Maglera Doughboy is not only focused on chasing rap stardom, but rather rewriting the local hip-hop lexicon through his poetic lyrics paired with cinematic visuals. The 31-year-old from Kanana Township in Northwest is receiving his biggest career recognition at the 2025 BET Awards, where he is nominated for Best New International Act, won by Limpopo dance queen Makadzi last year. He is competing with fellow South African artists TXC and of course Lala Tukzin, Nigerian megastar Shali Poppy, Odell from the UK, and others. The winner and of course the awards will take place on the 9th of June in Los Angeles, California. And that wraps up entertainment news for today. I will check you legends on the flip side.